lived for 2 years in Indonesia, in Majalengka, very close to you all, I believe. Before coronavirus, I lived there for 2 years in Chichenan, if you know that village. So my Bahasa is okay, but today we will try just English to practice your confidence and practice your English skills.
Okay, my name is Caroline. I lived in Indonesia for about 6 months. I taught at SMKN Satu Kedaung in Cirebon, so that's how I know Zahro. And there's a picture of my kepala sekolah and ibu and bapak that I had in Cirebon. Now I teach at Woodlawn Middle School as an art teacher, so I'm excited to be here with you all today.
Okay, so she is teaching art at a middle school, and I am teaching literature, or sastra, at a high school right now in America, in Baltimore, which is near Washington, D.C. So that is our current situation, but we both miss Indonesia very much. So now we are hoping that you will ask us some questions about ourselves or about learning English, because we are excited to help you with that.
Alright, Ben and Caroline. So students, Ben and Caroline have lived in Indonesia for Ben for 2 years and Caroline about for 6 months. And actually they have been teaching in Indonesia at school, of course. So maybe if you have any question before we go to the thing, would you like to ask the question about maybe their experience in Indonesia, about their teaching, teaching life in Indonesia or something? Any question about it?
Yeah, that.
Okay, Lula. Please, Lula.
Why help you learn grammar?
That is a good question. It is helpful to learn grammar because, as helpful as it is to know the words, it is also helpful to know how they go. If I say the Bahasa Indonesia, makan mau, that's wrong, right? But mau makan is correct. So it is important to know how you say things so that people who speak the language can understand better. Does that make sense? Jelas?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Good question.
I have a question.
Okay, thank you, Lula. Anyone?
Okay.
So,
I have a question, please.
okay, cool. Please.
Why are swear words invented if we cannot use them?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Do you want to answer?
It doesn't make sense. Why I use the words if the intent of a word is to use it? Why can I use it?
Do you understand?
It's kind of useless.
Yeah, so it is, all words have a purpose or a situation. So I believe swear words are useful for certain situations, but not normal situations. So if there's ever a very bad situation, silicon, yeah, go for it. Use swear words. But most of the time, every day, not useful. Especially in professional settings.
not polite.
Yes, it is not polite. So if you are using them in conversational English, sometimes it can be impolite to use swear words.
I have another question. Do you use swear words?
Yeah, in certain situations, yes.
Like with close friends, maybe yes, but when I teach, I do not use swear words. When I talk to my parents, I do not use swear words. It depends on the relationship.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dilip. It's very nice question. Alright, so anyone? Anyone? Ready for the questions? Alright.
I have a
Oh yeah,
question.
okay.
I have a question. Do you miss teaching in Indonesia again? How are you feeling about teaching non-native?
I really miss teaching in Indonesia and Indonesia as a country. Living there was really great and very different than teaching in America. Students in Indonesia tend to be more shy, and in America, they are not. So I have more problems with my students here because they feel like they can do whatever they want, basically. So yes, I miss Indonesia and teaching there.
I would say for me it's the same. Students in America or the US are lebih besar, a little bit more tidak sopan. Then in Indonesia, you are much more polite and much more eager to learn. So I very much like and miss teaching in Indonesia. You are very smart and very good students, and I miss teaching in Indonesia very much.
Miss, can you again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do you have any intention to go to Indonesia again? Yeah, we actually want to do that. Hopefully this summer is our plan to go back to Malaysia and Cirebon to visit our friends and family that we had there.
Yeah. Right now it is very hard with coronavirus to know when we can travel, where we can travel, how we can travel. So it is difficult right now to know, but we are excited to come back and visit as tourists soon.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Lola. So we are waiting for you guys to come to Indonesia actually. And if you have time, we can have another project or event in a little bit of time. Okay, so the students, anyone who wants to ask a question again? From the 8th grade has already asked the question is in the 9th grade.
Jangan takut. Ayo.
Well, I'm actually Ben and Caroline. They have already prepared their questions, but maybe they are afraid to talk with a native speaker.
Semangat.
Okay, anyone? So should I ask you mention name by name.
Miss, I have
Students.
question, Miss.
Okay.
Sure.
Why you choose Majalengka, not Bali? Usually kan bule kan want to go to Bali. Why?
That's a good question. Bali is very good. Bali is nice, but it is not the real experience. Saya mau tinggal di desa, ya tinggal sama orang Indonesia yang biasa, nggak mau ke sana-sana ya. For me, it was more interesting to go to the desa, to spend time with more people of the desa, and to not go to Bali because it is better to have myself there as well. How about you, Carol?
I would say the same thing. I think in Bali you have a lot of bule, and in like the desa, it's the people of Indonesia. So I agree.
Yeah, Bali has already too many bule. We don't need to go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Alright, thank you, Hussein. Okay, Trixie. Trixie, you want to ask a question?
Yes, Miss. What would be the most appropriate principle in learning grammar?
You got that
What do
one?
you think?
English teacher?
For learning grammar, it is not technical, but I will say these, for me, are the most important things when you are learning English, is to not stress about little things. Little things are important, but the most important thing is that you try. Coba dulu, yeah? Because if you are too scared to try, to speak, to learn, then you will not say anything, and that is bad. So the most important thing is to try. When you are learning grammar, when you are learning speaking, writing, everything, semuanya.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Trixie. Well, I think Kezia. Kezia has a good question, please.
Yes, Miss.
Is Kezia here? Yep. Okay, Kezia Manashu. Okay, cool. Please, Kezia, deliver your question.
I want to ask, can you give us some tips to not get nervous when speak with a native speaker?
That is a very good question. For me, I found that every native speaker was nervous. And for me, when I tried to speak in Bahasa Indonesia, I was nervous too. Anytime you try to speak with another language, you will be nervous. But you must try, yeah? So even if you are nervous, it is better to try. Do you have anything to add to that?
Nothing. I agree. I think when I was learning Bahasa, it's one thing to read Bahasa, but to actually have a conversation with another person is very different. So now, in America, I studied Bahasa to try to keep it up. But because I wasn't speaking with another person, my Bahasa is now very bad.
Yeah. The most important thing is to have patience with yourself. If I try to speak in Bahasa, you will be very patient, sabar, yeah? And most native speakers of English will be the same, okay? Some are very rude. They are not us, right? We apologize for them. But most will be very understanding when you try to speak in somebody's somebody's language that is not your first language. So just, most people will be kind.
Thank you.
Alright. Thank you, Kezia. Sophia. Sophia, please, would you like to deliver your question?
I want to ask if how to realize our mistake in the use of grammar in daily conversation.
So the only real mistakes are if we cannot understand you. And right now, there are no mistakes because we can understand you. If there are very small mistakes, tidak apa-apa, yeah? Because we understand, yeah? Yang paling penting, yang jelas, yeah? That is the most important thing. So right now, no problem so far. There will be little mistakes, and the most important thing is to be receptive or be open to feedback. If your teacher tells you, actually switch the words, then just remember next time I switch the words. That is the most important thing. What do you think? Same? Okay. Yeah. It's a good question.
Okay. Well, very good. Okay, thank you, Sophia. Okay, this is actually the most common question from the students related to grammar. I think Rafa Sarah would like to ask the question. Rafa is here. Okay, Rafa Sarah, please.
How to distinguish those of grammar? How to distinguish those of grammar?
How to distinguish what?
Of those of grammar.
How to distinguish the use of grammar?
Yeah.
That is the question. Ben and Caroline.
I think the question is unclear for us, I think, with those words, to distinguish.
Okay. So basically, at school, they learn grammar like the past tense, the simple tense, and the tenses itself. They think the grammar is about it. So we try to make it clear for them. So what the grammar is. Yeah, very Caroline, do you remember about the question? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Are you confused with it?
I think she means like the difference between like maybe past tense and future tense.
Yes. It is hard for native speakers to explain in technical ways the difference between different parts of grammar. This is the part where we are going to praise Zahro. She is amazing at English grammar. She's an amazing teacher. We want you to listen to her because for us it is natural. It is our first language. But for Zahro, she is Sudalanchar in 2 languages, more even, but in English and Bahasa. So listen to her for this. She is much better at explaining. For us, it is natural. For her, she knows it.
Like we know it, but we don't know why a lot of the time.
Yeah. Like for you, if you speak Sundanese or Bahasa, it is hard to explain why things are, they just are, right? So for us, it is the same. But Zahro is so good at explaining why. So listen to her, please. She is so good.
Okay. Okay, alright. native speaker, the native actually, they can speak was the differences between each tenses while they are speaking, like that, because we are learning about them, so they confuse. Is it possible for us to not remember about the tenses while we are speaking like that or something? So maybe they ask a question. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
That is tricky for native Bahasa speakers, because for you it is much easier with tenses. For us, in English it is more difficult. Yeah.
The verbs in Bahasa stay the same, but for our language, if you do something in the past versus the present, those words change.
Yeah. So mau makan, right, versus I want to eat when. I ate, I already ate, I will eat. It is much more confusing. So for most purposes, it is okay if you do not know, but sometimes it is confusing when you are saying, I already ate, I will eat, down my mind.
Okay, thank you, Ben, Caroline. All right. So, Shafira, I think Shafira has a good question. Please, Shafira, Shafiq. Is Shafira here?
Wait, miss.
Okay, good.
Tremor.
Tremor, you're nervous?
Yes. How do I improve my confidence to speak English publicly without regard to what people are saying?
Yeah. It is very common that we have found in Indonesian classrooms that the other students will shame you and tease you if you are incorrect or wrong. Do you think the same? That is very bad for learning. To learn, you must make mistakes, because that is how you change. So the first important thing, when you make a mistake, you want others to be kind. So when others mistake, you should be kind too. So do not laugh, do not tease your classmates when they make a mistake. That is number one thing. Number two thing is just try. If you do not try, you cannot be correct. So you must try, even if you are wrong, it is good. Okay? To be wrong is okay. That is what I would say. What would you say?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. You can't be scared. Jangan takut, yeah? You can't be scared to try, or you will never get better at learning English.
Sekarang
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Shafira. It's a very good question. All right. So this is the key points that they have already showed us. Don't stress, right? This is the good point when you would like to try to take in English. Don't stress or just don't think about anyone else say. If you just want to learn, just learn it, the grammar. Just learn to speak, just learn to write, just learn to talk in English. Right, so, okay, let's go to the next question from the other students. So I think, okay, English teacher, so I think Willie has a good questions. Is Willie here?
Miss.
Okay, Will, come on.
Do you have a specific method for teaching grammar?
Do you have a specific?
Okay,
I'm an art teacher.
Yeah. She teaches art, so she is free away from that. For me, when I teach grammar, it is now to native speakers, so it is much easier for them. When I was teaching grammar in Indonesia, it was very difficult, but the most important thing was repetition. To do it over and over and over to understand the grammar. The textbooks in your classes are good, they're useful, but the most important thing for us, for most common native speakers, is conversation. So listening to people who speak English on YouTube can be so good. If you like a YouTuber who speaks English and you are listening, that can be as good as a textbook if you are engaged. But just listening is not good enough. You must have speaking as well. So practice your speaking and the listening is what, when I taught in Indonesia, most students needed to do, is practice more speaking, more listening. The textbook was already sudah cukup, yeah? But speaking and listening needed more.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Willie.
Okay, thank you, Ben. So, does Caroline also teach the grammar when you are in Indonesia, or teaches the art?
Yeah, when I was in Indonesia, I taught grammar. I just feel like Ben is more into that than I am.
I love grammar. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Okay. All right, thank you. Because you're a native, so you don't learn grammar formally, right? Ben and Caroline. Okay, so yeah. So actually, do you know how many tenses that we have to learn, or how many tenses that you use actually?
Pencils, I don't have any pencils.
No, you don't, right?
I would say that the most common are the three, present, past, and future. Those are the most important ones. Everything else is extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is good to know them all, but if you're going to use three, past, present, future, the most important.
Yeah. Alright, so the three of them is the basic of the use of the tenses, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from the 7th grade, I don't hear the question from the 7th grade. 7th grade, is there any question? Okay, good. Come on.
What benefits do we get when we learning grammar?
Okay, benefits.
I think the benefits of learning grammar would be just that people can understand you better, if that makes sense. Like when we're talking about tenses, and you say I ate instead of I eat. What time did you eat, right? Because in Bahasa, it's like saya makan jam 8. So you know when you ate. But in English, without the tense, you don't know when you ate. So it helps make things more clear to use grammar.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, that's it, Ben. Okay, so thank you, Caroline. So, Nisha, okay with the answer?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. Okay, anyone? Okay, yeah. Is Kay want to ask a question?
Indonesia me?
Yeah, Zunisha. Zunisha, come on, Zunisha.
How many years have you been an art teacher?
I have actually only been an art teacher since coming back from Indonesia. So 2 years.
Oh, so, what actually you, what's that? What kind of art do you teach? Like, yeah, what kind of art?
Like painting and drawing, that kind of art.
So we want to see your work. I'm so excited to know that. All right. Thank you, Felicia. Anyone who's from the 7th grade?
Can I ask?
Okay. Yeah, the chat. What question? One more question.
Have you ever been to Indonesia? And how many years in Indonesia?
Okay, actually, they haven't said it.
Sudah.
They have lived in Indonesia for 2 years and for 6 months for the Caroline. Okay, Zunisha, thank you for the questions. Anyone else?
Can I ask a question?
Okay, first. Okay. Kevin, sure.
Yes, my trouble to speak English is my less vocabulary. So, do you have some tips how to add more vocabulary?
I think what Ben was saying earlier about watching YouTube and also maybe English subtitles on movies can help a lot. When I was learning Bahasa, I went to the movies and they had English captions. And that really helped me pick up more vocabulary or learn more vocabulary.
For me, when I teach vocabulary to my students who are native speakers, I never want to teach more than 10 words per week. So if you are trying to learn vocabulary, do not try to learn all the vocabulary or everything will go out. So focus on 10 words per week. Practice and practice and practice. And then next week, find 10 new words. So if you are watching a movie or listening to a music or a YouTube video, you can write down, oh, this word, I don't know. What does this mean? Okay, now I know. So do that for 10 words. Practice speaking and speaking and speaking. And then next week, do the same for 10 more words, is what I would say. But no more than 10. That's too many. Your brain will explode.
Oh, nice tips. Okay, thank you, Fatur. Fatur, Kevin. Mungkin
Thank you.
is the question.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, thank you. All right. For 7th grade, anyone else want to ask a question?
Can I ask again?
Can I? Yes, sure. Who first? Okay, Lisa.
Is study English important for our future?
Tergantung, yeah? If you want it to be important, it is important. If you do not want it to be important, it is not important. We want you to be happy and to be rich, right? And some ways, if you learn English, that can happen. Some ways, you do not need English to be successful, okay? We speak English, but you do not have to. If you find another way, that is okay for us, for everyone, okay? So if you want to, great. If you don't want to, that's okay too. Our way is not the best way. It is just a way to be successful. If you want to do business internationally, then yes, you need English. But if you want to do business in Jakarta, or in Bandung, or in Cirebon, you do not need English. Just there. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, good question.
Oh, it's a very unexpected answer, actually, Ben. Thank you so much for opening my mind. Yeah, it depends on our perspective, right? So is it important or not?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Anyone else? About the question? So I think the students still have a question. Please.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, sure. Please.
Wait. I want to ask if we talk in informal conversation, for example with friends, do we have to use grammar?
Okay.
I think it's less important as long as they can understand what you're saying. There's slang in Bahasa, right?
Bahasa Gaul.
Yeah. Same with English. We have slang. So that's okay when you talk to friends. It's more informal. As long as they don't understand what you're saying, tidak apa-apa.
Yeah. For you all, when you are trying to apply English to your studies, to your work, usually will be in academic or professional setting. In academic or professional setting, you need grammar. So that is why we want you to practice with good grammar, so that when you go to academic or professional studies or work, you can have good grammar and be understood and be successful. So that is why grammar is important.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca.
Yeah, that's a very nice answer. All right. Hanafi, I think Hanafi has a good question. Hanafi, would you like to tell them? Hanafi? Hello?
Yes, miss.
Okay, you want to ask a question?
No.
No? No, nothing?
Not.
Okay, anyone else? From the 9th grade? Is Reynard here? Reynard? Hello, Reynard. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. So would you like to tell them your question?
Okay.
Okay,
Which one is better to start doing conversation in English even we haven't truly understood grammar, or we have to understand the whole grammar before we start the conversation in English?
That is a very good question, Reynard. It is not one or the other. It is dua-duanya. Yeah, because if you practice without understanding, you will learn bad. And if you never practice, you will not learn. So you must know fundamentals or basics of grammar before you practice. So it is, you learn the very basic, the bottom, and then you practice, and then you learn more, and then you practice that, and then you learn more, and then you practice that. It cannot be at the same time. You must build like construction to better your English, to better your understanding. Does that make sense? Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good question. Thank you, Reynard.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
All right. From the 8th grade, I think from the 12th grade, didn't ask the question yet. So from Salsa or Andrea, would you like to ask the question?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, please say it.
I do not have a question regarding to the grammar, but I was wondering, why are you learning Bahasa?
We learned Bahasa to teach in Indonesia. And
What makes you learn? Like, why are you so interested in Bahasa?
I think Bahasa specifically, I didn't know anything about Indonesia until I was sent there. So I wanted to learn it so I could meet people and talk to people and get around, because I was alone in Cirebon by myself, sendiri. So without Bahasa, I would be like, I wouldn't be able to do anything on my own.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So languages are like keys, right? And for us, we had many doors that were all locked when we were living in Indonesia. So we must use that key or we can never go anywhere. And for you, there are many opportunities or doors for English. But like I was saying, if you do not want to use that key, you have other doors too, right? But there's an opportunity to learn English that opens many doors. The English key opens so many doors, so many. So that is why it is important for you. And for us, when we lived in Indonesia, the Bahasa key was very important too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Salsa. So actually, and Caroline, I think students are wondering, why are you guys teaching in Indonesia, and why are you guys living in Indonesia? Maybe would you like to tell them a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I think I wanted to teach somewhere in Southeast Asia because I am Asian. I'm Korean, but I have not been back to Asia since I was a baby. So I wanted to just be on that side of the world to, I guess, feel a little more connected to parts of myself that I haven't explored yet.
Okay. How about you, Matt?
I think for me it was more, I just wanted to learn about a new culture and to really understand other people and their perspectives and to share my own as well. So I felt there was not a lot of cross-cultural understanding between Indonesia and America Serikat. So I wanted to open up that conversation more and understand more myself, but also help other people understand more about my culture and my background.
Oh, sounds great. Okay, so thank you, Ben and Caroline. I think Danish has a question.
I have a question. how to learn grammar effectively, and what basic grammar should beginner learn first.
That was difficult for us to hear. Can you please repeat the question?
Okay, sorry. How to sorry. How to learn grammar effectively, and what basic grammar should beginner learn first.
So if you were able to ask that question, which means your English is already pretty good, Danish. So for you and most people who are listening and understanding right now, I would recommend more listening. Because when you hear native speakers speaking, your brain will understand the grammar that they are using without active studying. If you passively listen, you can understand where the words go, which words you use, dan lain-lain. Okay? So just listen to more native speakers and try to put your words how their words are. That is what I would say.
That was a pretty good answer.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Danish.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Anyone?
Indonesia.
Okay,
Miss Caroline, where are you from? Because her face is missed like an Asian.
Yes, I am from Korea, but I am
and you're not
American.
Okay, so can you speak Korean or a little bit
No,
Korean?
I was born in Korea, and then after I was 1 year old, I was adopted to America. So yeah.
So maybe you want to learn, maybe you want to learn Korean language or something? No?
Yeah, we are planning on going to Korea, hopefully in the future. So yes, one day.
I mean, wish you luck. Okay, thank you, Zanisha. Another?
Miss, can I ask again?
I think so. You're first.
Okay, sure.
What is mental grammar and examples?
Mental grammar, that is not anything that I have ever heard about mental grammar. Zahro, what is mental grammar?
Mental grammar. Sorry, Nisha, would you like to repeat your question? Nisha? Nisha, would you like to repeat the question?
Nanti lagi aja ya, Miss.
Okay, nggak jadi. Okay. Okay, any other question?
Miss, I want to ask again.
Okay, sure.
So when you go to Indonesia again someday, do you have other plan than you teach Indonesia? So do you have some plan when you go to Indonesia, like to traveling or another?
That's a good question, Kevin. We are not going to teach when we go back, just for vacation. So, visiting friends. We want to go to Majalengka, Cirebon, and maybe Bali. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kami belum pergi ke Bali. Yeah, so 2 years, never go to Bali, so we need to try. Maybe go to the Gilis, Lombok,
Lombok, yeah.
Tito. But we have never been tourists in Indonesia, just working like teachers. So we are excited to go to different spots, but also excited to go back to Cirebon and Majalengka to visit family and friends. Kevin, do you have a suggestion where we should go when we come back?
Yeah, you can go to Candi Borobudur. Do you know?
Borobudur? Yeah. Candi, yeah.
Yes. It's beautiful.
Is it with the water? Is that where that is?
Can you try to describe Candi Borobudur in English, Kevin? What is it?
Borobudur Temple. Sorry.
Yeah. Candi Borobudur. What is it like?
Like a place for Buddhists to pray, I think.
Yeah. Good. Yes, we will go there because you suggested, and we will take pictures and send you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.
Does anybody else have a suggestion for where we should go in Indonesia?
Lombok. I actually have one. It's called Kawah Ijen.
Okay, can you describe it for us?
You know, so well, you can just how is that? Okay, I kind of confused how to describe it.
Okay. Can you try? Just coba aja.
Like where is it? The Indonesia.
It's actually in East Java.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really a good place. You should go there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanna add? I wanna ask. Okay. Have you ever been to Komodo Island? Island.
Belum. Komodo is now it is more expensive. Maybe 3 years ago it was cheap, but now it is so expensive. So we have not been, but we want to.
It's
Something
where have you been? Where have you?
Okay, from cultural tourism
Vacation
and
your
then come to the city.
destination?
Ooh. Not.
You didn't. She was here for less time, so she did not get to travel very much.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
to Jakarta, Bandung, Jakarta, Surabaya, like the big cities, but that's about it.
For me, I got to do much hiking. I really liked Gunung Ciremai, Gunung Slamet, dan Pangandaran. That was my favorite place to visit. Pangandaran, yeah. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone who wants to have a recommendation for them? Where they have to go?
Ever go to Suriname?
Gua Sunyaragi Cave in Cirebon
Gua
City.
Sunyaragi.
Yes, Gua Sunyaragi. Sunyaragi Cave.
Okay, would you like to tell them?
You can go to Toba Lake.
Freaking up a little bit.
Thank you. We will go there. Thank you. That is the best place. Yeah. Kita sudah banyak tahu. Yeah.
Oh, Carolyn has been here Monday, right?
I was supposed to start an arts program at Geeta.
Yeah, before
and
Corona,
actually,
he would start a program.
and actually Geeta School is the first time we make
Yes.
me and Caroline. Okay, anyone has another question?
It's not question, but then I wanna try to work and share a book with the community.
Huh?
It is hard to hear you. I'm sorry. Could you please repeat?
I think you should try and make with first destination.
So connection for our Wi-Fi is making the voice cut off.
Zahro, could you try muting while she speaks? Maybe that will help.
You guys,
Go just can you just type?
Maybe that's better. Yeah, maybe just type.
great.
Thank you, Kalila.
Okay, Marcelo or Marfa, have any question? Or anyone else from the 7th or the 8th grade or the 9th grade?
Oh, NPT. Yeah.
Yeah. We had very many friends who lived in NTT for teaching, who would like to visit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, any question? Others question before we end our talk show today? Okay. From Chantika, you want to ask question?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanna ask, is grammar very important for our daily life and in the life to come? Thank you.
That is, again, it depends, right? Taragamtum. Because if you want to be successful in teaching English, yes. If you want to be successful in speaking English for business internationally, then yes. But if you want to be successful in something else, less so. So it depends on how much you want to, how much you want to go there to learn your English. Yeah.
Or where you want to be in your job or career. If you want to travel to America, or if you want to travel internationally, that might be a place where you need English. But if you want to stay, I don't know, in Cheribone or around in the Desa, I don't think it's as important to learn.
She does not speak any English, and her grammar is very bad. But she is still good, so you can be like her if you want.
Thank you. Oh, good. What's his name?
It's Yumi. Yumi.
Wait. It's like delicious?
Oh, yummy, yes.
Okay. Oh, so cute. Okay. Students, please see if you have any other questions, because I think the time is about over. Or maybe Ben and Caroline, would you like to give them a little speech? Not really speech actually. Maybe about the motivation things or something to them for them to, as a beginner, to learn the grammar.
I think the most important thing is that all of you already have very good English. You spoke to us, we understood you, you were very clear, your pronunciation was great. So I would recommend for all of you, just keep up the good work. Do not be discouraged, do not be scared, do not give up, because you are already such good speakers and good listeners, and that is very good so far. So don't give up, keep going. There are many opportunities for you if you can understand English, if you can speak English. So keep going. I know it is hard, it is frustrating, but it is worth it. You can be very successful.
I will add on to that and say the same thing, but as well as if you ever get the opportunity to speak English with someone, especially if you get the opportunity to speak English with a native speaker, don't be afraid to do it. Like, take that opportunity and have a conversation with them, because it will help you so much to talk with a native person. That's the best practice you can get.
Alright, cool. That's amazing. Thank you, Ben and Caroline. So, okay, students, really don't have any other questions? Students? Actually, this is the last chance we need to tell them.
No.
No? Rio, maybe? How do you?
Please.
One. Question? Okay, so students maybe one or two.
Can I describe Kawa Ijen again? I think I can describe it better now because I'm less nervous than before.
Okay,
Of course.
So, in the top of Kawa Ijen Mountain, there is a creek, Kawa. I mean, I kind of, it's kind of hard to spell it. So,
Crater, yes.
yeah. So there is a blue fire in there. You can see blue fire in the creek. Yeah. And blue fire, you can see the blue fire at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I recommend you to go there in the really early morning, or maybe like in the 12 o'clock at night, or maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, so you can see the blue fire. And you should stay there until like 10 o'clock in the morning, because the view of the creek, it's really good. Actually, I go in the top of the mountain really late, so I don't see the blue fire, but the view of the Kawa is really good, so you should stay there kind of longer.
That was a very good explanation,
Yes.
very clear. Excellent job. Could somebody spell that for us? We can go there when we come visit. Can you put it in the chat?
The location maybe? Cleo?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Cleo. Does anybody else have anything they would like to say, or any questions, or anything?
Alright. Anyone else? Anybody want to tell us something crazy?
I'm not a
just want to ask, like, you have your favorite food in Indonesia?
Yes.
Rendang is so good.
Oh, is it? You like spicy?
Ooh, enak. No problem with spicy.
I like mee goreng a lot. I have a favorite dish, and I forgot the name of it because it's been so long since I've been in Indonesia. It's so sad.
Can you describe it for them? They can tell you what the dish is?
Yeah, it has rice, egg, and tofu, nasi goreng.
Nasi goreng.
Oh, dumpling, yes.
Oh yeah, me too. It's so good.
Yes.
Have you tried martabak, like martabak manis or martabak asin?
Manis, or what's the other one?
Martabak and manis, martabak telur, martabak.
I like martabak.
Enak sama.
Yeah.
I like pete. That is, many people don't think I like it. It's so good. So good. Pete is delicious.
With sambal?
Oh yeah. Harus.
Okay, cool. Alright. So related to grammar, no one else want to ask a question related to grammar? No?
Oh, jengkol, yeah. Good stuff.
Jengkol. So maybe like jengkol. Have you tried it?
Oh yeah, I like jengkol very
jengkol
much.
is good.
What did you say?
What's that one dish with tofu and garlic sambal? And very spicy, like pedas. And you dip the fried tofu in the sauce.
Batagor somai.
Sambal?
Gentong, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm missing.
We miss Indonesian.
Dari yang aku
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes, that's it. That's what I was thinking.
Cirebon is famous for the tahu getfruk, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the soto, yeah. Soto ayam, nangko, nasi campur. Oh yeah, sate. Oh, sate is so good. Pecel lele, yeah.
So if you guys ask the recommendation of the okay, so well, is that all? Nothing else want to ask again about the grammar or something about the tips and tricks to master speaking with like a native or something? No? Or maybe you guys are hungry when you're talking about food?
You are making us hungry. Yeah, we already ate, but we must eat again because you're talking about rendang and pecel lele.
Yeah, so actually it's midnight, right? There, it's midnight.
No, it's 10:18 right now.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, is it all? Really? No other question?
No.
Oh, just no. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have to end our talk show. So I will definitely thank you very much for Ben and Caroline for joining our talk show and become our really special guest today. And so very interesting and informative was an answer and tips or tricks and so on, and all of the participants for the very active. participants today with all the questions. Yeah, finally, give the applause for the speaker and for you all. Would you like to give us an applause? Yay, thank you very much. Okay, so maybe if you want to guys keep in touch with Ben and Caroline, maybe you can go to their Instagram account. Ben
Wow, Instagram.
Yeah, would you like to give them? Or it's a private?
Yeah, I can give my teaching one. Ben doesn't use Instagram because he acts like he's too cool for it.
I am not pansos, yeah. So I do not use my Instagram.
Okay.
Datangin orangnya aja, jualan.
So for me, this is
Syafira kan
that's me, my Instagram.
So, if you guys wondering Ben or Caroline understand bahasa Indonesia, please try to tell them in Indonesia in bahasa. They will understand what you're speaking.
Pelan-pelan.
Caroline tuh jago banget bahasa Indonesia. Okay. Okay, maybe we have to take a picture together. Ben, can you stop your presentation?
Miss, ada 57 Miss.
Have the full size of the screen. Kenapa?
Just like that.
Ada 57 orang, gimana cara screenshot ya, Miss?
Gimana coba?
Oke. Semuanya kok.
Iya. Ben, can you just stop the presentation so the screen will space like this?
57 people.
Okay. Thank you. So everyone, please turn on your camera. Boleh dinyalakan dulu kameranya supaya kelihatan. Ya, semuanya dinyalakan dulu kameranya.
Give me, oh, there it is.
Kenapa?
Ini udah semua kameranya.
Okay. So anyone can help me to screenshot if I'm not. Okay, boleh sama-sama di screenshot ya. Nanti kalau ada harus semua yang mana kita lihat yang paling bagus. Oke, untuk bisa kelihatan semua bisa di spare location-nya. Oke, komando ya. 1, 2, 3. Vira udah screenshot, Vira? Halo,
Siapa
Vira?
yang screenshot? Ya, Miss.
Ayo, ada yang boleh screenshot? Vira, di Vira nyala semua nggak?
Bentar. Nggak semua sih. Coba.
Once more. Vira kasih komando.
Biasanya ini Miss Queen.
1.
Queen boleh? 2, 3.
2. Oke. Ada Vira?
Udah, Miss.
Oke. Yes, so everyone yang lain jangan leave dulu. Students of Geeta School, don't leave the room. Jangan leave unitnya dulu. And Ben and Caroline, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time, for informative answer, for your
Thank you so much for having us, Zahro. It was so nice to talk with all of you.
It's very nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Yay.
Goodbye, everyone.
for your being here. So God bless.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. Caroline, have a good night. Oke, yang di sini jangan leave dulu ya, karena akan ada sedikit informasi dari mana ya, udah masuk ya, dari Bu Nirmala.
Ya, halo.
Ya, boleh silakan.
Ya. Oke, ya. Terima kasih. Ini Bu atau Kak atau siapa manggilnya? Bu siapa? Bu Siti ya? Ya. Halo, selamat pagi anak-anak semuanya. Ya, oke. Pagi, selamat pagi, selamat pagi. Harus pagi ya, jadi harus semangat pagi. Masih. Oke ya. Perkenalkan dulu ya. Sebelum Ibu mulai, perkenalkan nama Ibu Bu Jenny dari guru SMA Putra Nirmala mengajar fisika. Dan Ibu ditemani oleh
Perkenalkan nama Bapak Fatwa Muhammad Abdillah, biasa dipanggil Bapak Fatwa, Bapak mengajar TIK.
Oke ya, salam kenal untuk teman-teman semuanya ya. Tadi Ibu sudah sambil mengikuti English course-nya nih ya sama gurunya. Nah, untuk hari ini perkenankan Ibu dan Pak Fatwa untuk memperkenalkan SMA Putra Nirmala. By the way, kita tetanggaan nih ya. Kita tetanggaan ya guys ya. Masih satu jalur di Jalan Setiabudi ya. Oke, mungkin udah setiap hari teman-teman lewat SMA Putnir ya, lewat sekolah Putnir, tapi belum mengetahui detail sekolah Putnir itu seperti apa sih dalamnya. Boleh kita kepo-kepo ya hari ini dalam waktu 10 menit. Silakan Bapak Fatwa, mungkin nanti bisa dikonfirm ya teman-teman semuanya, apakah sudah terlihat share screen-nya? Apakah sudah terlihat?
Sudah.
Oke, sudah ya. Oke, sudah. Oke, selamat menonton profil sekolah SMA Putra Nirmala. Kelompok 6 bakalan ngejelasin ya tentang beberapa jaringan parentin. Dimana di slide kali ini kita bakalan ngejelasin intinya aja. Ada 8 inti yang pengen kita kasih tahu dan jelasin. Nah, sebelumnya perkenalkan dulu.
私もそれって言ってください。きびだんごを一つください。今からは生地にきびだんごを一つやり、からないにしました。Oi, barudak. Ari COVID-19 teh sebangsa virus naonnya? Oh, COVID-19 mang. COVID-19 teh hiji virus anyar nu mangarupakeun keluarga ti virus MERS-CoV jeung SARS-CoV. Nah, bisa ngerti.
I prefer to stay at home, eat watching something.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Ya, ini tadi teman-teman sedikit profil atau spoiler tentang SMA Putra Nirmala, ya. Nah, nanti kita akan, Ibu akan ceritakan sambil menampilkan presentasi ya, sedikit presentasi. Nanti Ibu akan jelasin nih lebih detail Sekolah Putra Nirmala itu seperti apa. Nah, jadi seperti yang teman-teman ketahui, ya seperti teman-teman tadi sudah melihat sendiri ya bahwa SMA Putra Nirmala ini ada beberapa program unggulan yang baru. Yang pertama ada Tips Catch with Oxford. Jadi ini adalah program utama dari SMA Putra Nirmala, di mana teman-teman semua nanti ketika bersekolah di SMA Putra Nirmala akan mendapat bimbingan langsung seperti English course tadi ya, Pak Fatwa ya. Betul. Tapi nanti ini sifatnya adalah seminggu sekali ya untuk setiap kelasnya, seperti itu. Untuk durasinya itu kurang lebih 45 menit. Seperti itu. Dan nanti ini juga langsung diajar dari native speaker-nya itu adalah dari Oxford ya. Betul. Nah, kemudian yang kedua itu kita ada majalah Askara. Jadi di sini teman-teman yang tertarik di dunia jurnalistik boleh gabung ke SMA Putra Nirmala, ikut ekskul jurnalistik, karena nanti di situ teman-teman bisa eksplor kemampuannya untuk membuat majalah Askara. Gitu. Kemudian ada e-library. Ya teman-teman, ada perpustakaan elektronik yang bisa diakses dari device teman-teman. Nah, kemudian juga ada yang namanya Putmir Podcast ya. Nah, Putmir Podcast ini sebenarnya adalah program OSIS ya. Betul ya Pak Fato ya. Putmir Podcast ini adalah program OSIS yang nanti yang memegangnya langsung itu adalah anak-anak OSIS sendiri. Gitu. Dan nanti untuk konten-kontennya itu nanti akan terus diasah terus sesuai dengan kondisi dan situasi zaman sekarang. Iya, ya, saya. Next. Nah, jadi selain tadi depan ada Ilberi, ada Teachcast ya, ada Askara, ada Putri Podcast, juga ada beberapa ekskul nih teman-teman. Ada ekskul Science Club, kemudian Technopreneur, Jurnalistik, Fotografi, Math Club, Social Club, Japanese Club, dan Pramuka. Kalau yang Pramuka ini sifatnya wajib ya teman-teman diikuti ketika nanti kelas 10. Nah, untuk Science Club dan Math Club ini sebenarnya kita tidak terlalu fokus untuk yang Olimpiade, melainkan untuk menuliskan karya tulis ilmiah seperti itu. Yang kedua ada Technopreneur. Technopreneur sendiri kita ketahui ya sekarang kan udah mau masuk Society 5.0 ya. Jadi teknologi akan semakin canggih nih tiap detiknya gitu kan, tiap waktunya, dan nanti akan dibimbing langsung oleh Pak Fatwa.
Halo. Gitu. Jadi kita akan membuat sebuah barang-barang teknologi gitu ya, yang karena ada trainernya berarti bisa diperjualbelikan seperti itu. Jadi kita pengen gitu, gak cuma konsumen tapi kita juga produsen di dunia teknologi seperti itu.
Betul sekali. Kemudian juga kita tadi ada jurnalistik ya, udah jelas didukung dengan majalah Askara. Kemudian ada fotografi juga, di sini bisa kolaps dengan jurnalistik. Dan tadi ada Math Club, Social Club, dan ada Japanese Club. Nah, Japanese Club juga nanti akan bersama dengan Pak Fatwa.
Halo, ibu-ibu, selamat pagi. Ayo nih Masta, kalau ketawa, oh pasti suka anime juga ya. Ya nanti kita akan belajar bahasa Jepang gitu ya. Penulisan, bisa hiragana, bisa juga pengucapan, dan kita bisa nonton anime tanpa subtitle. Seperti itu.
Betul. Mantap kan? Mantap kali nih. Jadi teman-teman yang sukanya anime atau suka nonton Jepang-Jepang nih, boleh ya. Nanti kita belajar collab bareng dengan Pak Fatwa di Japanese Club. Oke, sip ya. Lanjut Pak Fatwa. Nah, jadi teman-teman boleh nanti ini bisa di screenshot ya di layar teman-teman semuanya, bisa disampaikan ke orang tua, ke mama papa, mami papi, atau wali yang bersama dengan teman-teman semua tinggal di rumah. Jadi masuk ke sekolah Putra Nirmala itu nanti teman-teman dengan biaya yang akan dijelaskan oleh Bu Jini nanti sudah free dengan seragam ya. Free dengan seragam, ada seragam batik, seragam kaos identitas, kemudian batik sekolah.
Yep.
Ya, gitu ya. Dan putih abu. Nah, nanti selain ada free seragam, sekolah Putra Nirmala tidak memungut yang namanya uang sekolah ke-13. Jadi uang SPP hanya 12 kali ya, tidak ada uang ke-13 gitu. Next. Nah, jadi nanti teman-teman semua bisa membeli formulir pendaftaran ya, atau e-form dengan dengan biayanya nominalnya Rp100.000. Belinya di mana, Bu? Oke, sebentar ya. Nanti kita dengarkan bersama. Next dulu Pak Fatwa. Nah, untuk rincian tabel keuangannya, jadi yang pertama ada yang namanya UGR, teman-teman. UGR ini 3.500.000. Nanti ini bisa di screenshot ya, boleh di screenshot. UGR sebesar 3.500.000 bisa dicicil 3 kali nih, ya. Mulai dari November 2021, Januari 2022, dan Maret 2022, ya. Kemudian ada SPP setiap bulannya itu adalah 400.000 setiap bulannya. Kemudian ada yang namanya uang UPT, uang pengembangan pendidikan. Nah, ini juga bisa dicicil teman-teman. Jadi totalnya UPP ini sebenarnya 1.850.000. Bisa dicicil sampai 4 kali. Ya, mulai dari tahun depan. Jadi karena teman-teman kan mulai sekolah masuk SMA Pionir kan tahun depan ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa langsung bayar di bulan Juli tahun 2022, September, kemudian Desember, kemudian Februari, dengan jumlah nominalnya bisa dilihat ya. Gitu. Oke, next Pak Fatwa. Nah, jadi teman-teman nanti bisa disampaikan ke mama papahnya ya. Untuk bulan September sampai tanggal 30 ini kita ada potongan 500.000 UGR-nya ya. Jadi yang tadinya UGR 3.500.000 ketika teman-teman mau mendaftar di SMA Putra Nirmala sampai 30 September, itu jadi teman-teman hanya membayar UGR-nya sebesar 3 juta. Tapi harus dibayarkan 50%-nya dari 3 juta. Jadi teman-teman harus bayar 1,5. Nah, jadi nanti sisanya 1,5 sisanya itu nanti teman-teman bisa dibayarkan sesuai dengan cicilannya tadi. Promonya sampai tanggal 30 September ya, jadi bisa dicatat. Oke. Nah, jadi sebenarnya PPDB SMA Putra Nirmala ini sudah dibuka dari tanggal 9. Tadi sudah Ibu katakan pembelian formulirnya secara online. Nah, nanti teman-teman bisa nih beli formulirnya di scan barcode ini ya. ppdb.putranirmala.sch.id. Oke, nah ini boleh di screenshot ya teman-teman. Kalau misalnya nanti ada terkendala terkait pembelian formulir atau mau tanya-tanya gitu ya terkait biaya atau apapun, bisa langsung hubungi ke nomor ini ya. Ini nomor Bu Dewi TU SMA Putra Nirmala, atau langsung aja telepon ke sekolah ya. Jadi ini boleh di screenshot nih. Oke, next ada lagi? Ya, oke. Ayo bergabung di Sekolah Putra Nirmala tahun ajaran 2022-2023. Innovate for a better future. Ya, jadi itu tadi terkait SMA Putra Nirmala, dan Ibu mau ngasih info nih. Jadi SMA Putra Nirmala itu dalam perayaan HUT RI kemarin ya, Satwa ya, kita sudah mengadakan apa?
Nah, karena tadi Bu Jenny sudah memberikan hal-hal yang rumit seperti biaya dan kawan-kawannya, Bapak mau ngasih tahu hal-hal yang menyenangkannya nih. Jadi di HUT RI kemarin, Bapak lihat di sini ada yang suka main game nggak? Yang suka main game silakan berteriak sekeras-kerasnya. Oke, mantap kalula. Nah, di HUT RI kemarin kita sekolah mengadakan lomba Mobile Legends antar kelas. Nah ini contohnya nih, dan di-sharekan live di YouTube ya. Dan niatnya nanti akan menjadi agenda tahunan ya Bu Jenny ya. Nah seperti ini. Jadi nanti teman-teman juga bisa merasakan hal yang sama gitu ya. Kalau misalnya nanti masuk ke chapter 5 lomba per kelas, Ridwan sudah sangat tertarik sepertinya. Dan ya ini per kelas dan ada hadiahnya gitu seperti ini. Mungkin teman-teman pernah berpikir SMA Putra Nirmala, kayaknya sekolahnya ketat banget gitu ya. Oh enggak juga, ketat iya, tapi kita juga nggak melupakan sisi kesenangannya gitu. Jadi kita ada lomba game, ada lomba-lomba yang menyenangkan dan lain sebagainya. Terus ada satu lagi, Bu Jenny, SMA Putra Nirmala khusus buat Katolik atau Kristen enggak sih?
Enggak, teman-teman. Jadi Sekolah Putra Nirmala ini umum, ya. Umum, tidak, walaupun kita di bawah Yayasan Salib Suci, ya. Tapi untuk murid-muridnya ataupun guru-gurunya, guru dan karyawannya itu umum ya, teman-teman. Contohnya, kalau Ibu di sini memang Katolik. Nah, Pak Fatwa, ini agamanya
nama Bapak Fatwa Muhammad Abdillah. Berarti Muslim apa coba. Jadi gak usah takut, gak usah gak usah khawatir. Contohnya di Ramadan kemarin ada bukber.
Ya, betul banget. Jadi
ada
kita
bukber.
ada sistem, bukan sistem. Jadi kan setiap bulan puasa ada buka puasa bersama ya.
Terus di Idul Fitri kemarin kita makan lontong bareng ya.
Iya, betul banget.
Jadi aman gitu, maksudnya tuh kita mengakomodir semuanya seperti itu.
Iya.
Ketertiban diakomodir. Ketaatan beragama, apapun agamanya diakomodir. Kesenangan diakomodir juga. Ada musola enggak? Musola bisa. Seperti itu. Nah, kecuali untuk Jumatan ya, kalau Jumatan nggak bisa gitu. Maksudnya kalau Jumatan harus ke masjid keluar. Tapi kalau misalnya musola ada, bisa ada. Seperti itu.
Oh iya, jadi gitu teman-teman. Jadi nanti kita bisa collab-collab bareng sama guru-guru SMA Putra Nirmala gitu ya. Karena kita pahami bersama bahwa sekarang itu teknologi sangat berkembang pesat ya. Jadi gimana caranya kita bisa mengikuti perkembangan teknologi. Kalau teman-teman nih pasti yang suka main game, bisa nanti masuk ke SMA Putra Nirmala, kita collab bareng game. Tapi jangan lupa tugas utama atau tugas kewajiban teman-teman kita semua adalah belajar, yaitu sebagai pelajar ya. Jadi nanti tetap nanti kita belajar tapi bisa diselingi sambil bermain gitu ya.
Seperti itu. Jadi ya sesuai dengan moto kita gitu ya, innovate for a better future gitu. Inovasinya itu banyak gitu. Dari mulai hal-hal yang menyenangkan sampai hal-hal yang itu tadi, toleransi beragama dan lain sebagainya gitu.
Betul banget ya. Jadi silakan teman-teman yang terkait dengan fotografi juga boleh. Jadi untuk fotografi itu nggak harus yang punya kamera SLR ya, tapi kamera HP nih yang biasanya suka collab TikTok. Nah, boleh tuh nanti join di fotografi ya, kita bikin karya-karya bareng.
Dan Bapak juga melihat foto profil kalian tuh banyak yang wibu-wibu. Jadi kita belajar bahasa Jepang bareng gitu ya, biar kita bisa wibu dengan bangga gitu.
Iya,
Wibu rise up.
Yang keren tuh bisa nonton film Jepang tanpa subtitle.
Ya, itu
keren banget sih. Sama dengan keinginan teman-teman, sesuai dengan kemauan teman-teman semua. Yang penting semuanya itu masih dalam tahapan yang wajar, yang bisa mengembangkan diri, ya sifatnya bisa mengembangkan diri kita sendiri dan bisa mengembangkan juga untuk sekolah SMA Putra Andamala. Gitu ya. Yang penting nggak usah malu-malu ya, nggak usah malu-malu kalau misalnya teman-teman ada kreativitas apa, diajukan aja ke Bapak Ibu guru. Jadi biar nanti kita tahu, oh sekarang zamannya tuh sekarang kayak gini loh. Jadi kita harus mengikuti ya. Tapi kita juga tetap harus mengontrol diri biar nggak terlalu over juga, gitu ya. Oke, gitu Pak Ketua, ada tambahan?
Yuk, masuk.
Iya, yuk masuk.
Tiba-tiba ditodong.
Yuk masuk SMA Putra Nirmala ya teman-teman. Boleh nanti kalau misalnya pengen tahu lebih lanjut, boleh nanti hubungi ke nomor yang tadi. Bu, saya mau main ke sekolah Putra Nirmala, Bu, saya mau lihat SMA Putra Nirmala. Boleh, datang aja langsung ya ke SMA Putra Nirmala ya. Kan deket nih, ya kan nggak ada 1 kilo kayaknya ya. Iya. Nggak ada ya. Oke, gitu teman-teman. Mari kita menjadi pribadi yang kerja keras dan kerja cerdas bersama SMA Putra Nirmala, Innovate for a Better Future. Gitu, terima kasih semuanya. Terima kasih. Terima kasih atas waktunya. Kami tunggu di SMA Putra Nirmala ya.
Sampai ketemu dengan PLS.
Sampai ketemu di turnamen Mobile Legends selanjutnya. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you ya. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih semuanya.
Ya.
Waalaikumsalam.
Iya. Yuk, masuk.
Ini udah selesai nih.
Udah. Miss Tina ada yang mau ditanyakan? Mungkin nggak ada sih, udah gitu aja.
Don't forget to masuk.
Comment and like.
Oh iya, jangan lupa komen di Instagram kita school ya.
Aku selalu komen kok.
Don't forget to daftar.
Ya, feedback. Ya, apa namanya, kalau ada saran, kritik.
Ya nggak apa, komen aja ya.
Kalau mau diri sendiri. Jangan lupa ya. Jangan lupa komen di Instagram. Terima kasih banyak anak-anak semua yang sudah bergabung, yang sudah aktif bertanya, sudah
Sama-sama, Miss.
show kali ini.
Bentar, Miss Zahro.
Nah, yang belum main
Zahro.
Ya.
Untuk yang belum ngisi link pendaftaran, tolong diisi ya. Miss butuh nama-namanya dan
Pendaftaran untuk Boswir atau Geeta? Masalahnya saya lupa sudah ngisi apa belum.
Itu webinar pendaftaran.
Oh, link webinar kirain apaan?
Itu yang di backgroundnya Danish tuh, kan ada link webinarnya tuh.
Kirain maksudnya sebelah.
Ya.
Webinar sekarang tak, Miss?
Ada ini, kalau ini udah selesai, yang belum ngisi langsung isi ya.
Harus kita harus ngechat Miss dulu biar dapat sertifikat.
Makanya isi link registrasinya, sama chat Miss.
Kalau yang webinar sebelumnya gimana, Miss?
Iya, Miss,
webinar yang pertama ya.
Sama kedua.
Chat Miss ya.
Sama kedua gimana?
Yang kedua gimana?
Yang kedua
isi aja di linknya.
Udah
ya. Udah nanti ditunggu ya. Iya, ditunggu ya. Dan sekarang juga diisi linknya ya. Oke. Aja bisa boleh di close.
Ya, sekarang yang daftar sudah daftar. Oke, so thank you very much for today. Terima kasih kalian bertolak hari ini. Terima kasih ya. Sampai jumpa selanjutnya. Jangan bosan. Oke, so next be ready for the exam tomorrow. Jangan lupa besok kalian dapat dan nilai bagus yang bisa pasti yang webinar
itu pakai kertas atau apa, Miss?
pasti katanya online
Ya, pakai paper.
ya pakai Google
Jangan, besok
Google Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bel, Miss tutup ya.
Oke, Miss. Assalamualaikum,
Ya.
Miss.